Hello and welcome to the Mighty Daves and Ari show. I'm your host, Dave Ball, also known as Blinson on Reddit and @Blinson1 on Twitter. And with me, I am joined by our panel of Daves. Ari is not able to join us at the moment. She might be here in a little bit. We have LA Kings Dave. He is known as @LA Kings Dave on both Twitter and Reddit. And we have Dave Birding, also known as Abe. And he is known as Abe Froman, 1986 on Reddit. How you guys doing? Welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Okay.
Am I the only one that's heard that song?
I have never heard that song.
Oh my god.
What is it from?
It's, I believe, from Welcome Back, Cotter. I could be wrong.
Never seen it.
I've heard this. I've heard it like a million times.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. I'm sorry.
Well,
You're alone on this one.
apparently it's from a TV show in the 70s.
That's why I never heard of
Yeah,
it.
that might be why.
Even I wasn't born in the 70s, Dave.
Dave, I thought you were born in 1942. Wasn't your 73rd birthday just the other day?
It was.
Oh, there you go.
So welcome back, guys. It's been a while since you two have been on a show. Well, Abe, you actually were on a show like this past weekend, but we'll ignore that. But yeah, it's been a while since we had the show.
Well, you know, not much
Off
talk about
season.
in the off season.
Yeah. So did you guys have a fun off season?
No, not at all.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
felt like this off season went by faster than the previous years, for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know if it's just because I've been more, busier with work or what, but I feel like from the time the Stanley Cup final ended to now, it's gone by ridiculously quick.
It went by a lot faster than it felt like it did last year. But
Yeah.
Well, I'm just a Kings fan, so this offseason has been amazing for us. So obviously, I had a great time. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So how do you guys feel about your teams going into this year?
We're gonna win the cup again.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, we let Chicago borrow it again, and they're giving it back.
Yeah, it is your guys' turn this time, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. I feel like the Wild. I feel like the Wild are going to be a playoff team. Whether or not they're going to be a wild card team, I honestly couldn't tell you because the Central is such a mess.
It should be a wild card team. It makes sense.
God damn it, Dave.
I hate
Dun,
myself
dun,
for making that
dun.
joke. I hate myself for making that joke.
I am just jealous that I didn't think of that first. um,
I don't know
yeah,
why I didn't have it ready, but I should have. Whoops, wrong one. Shit.
get
There
off
you
the
go.
stage! I still think there's going to be 5 teams from the Central making the playoffs. I think it'll be Dallas and Winnipeg swapping spots, so Dallas will be making the playoffs this time around.
Yeah, Winnipeg didn't really do much this past offseason, did they?
No,
Dallas?
I said Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
Oh.
Dallas
sorry.
did quite a bit.
Yeah. No, Winnipeg does what they always do, and that's nothing really. So
That is true. They did just have their first ever like player for player trade this past offseason. So, well, yeah, this past season I mean with Evander Kane leaving.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, for the Flyers, I have a feeling we're gonna do slightly better. We're a pure bubble team, so we're probably gonna barely miss the wild card. I feel, but we're gonna do better than we did last year.
It'll be interesting with Hackstall.
Mhm. I just love it that our GM and coach have almost identical last names.
I was wondering. I was watching the Flyers game against the Rangers a couple nights ago.
Mhm.
Was wondering how you felt about the way they were looking. I mean, they were kind of spanking the Rangers by the third period there, but this preseason, are you optimistic about the way the coaching has been?
I'm cautiously optimistic right now because you can't really put much stock in preseason for these type of things.
Ghost
I
Bear
mean-
looks pretty good though.
Ghost Bear does look amazing. I am so excited for him. Konecki looked amazing, but he was just sent back down to juniors, which was expected. We had a lot of players sent down recently, but Ghost looks incredible, but I do believe he'll be sent down after preseason. We don't have enough room.
Why?
We already have 8 defensemen in our NHL roster without him. He will make 9, and I do not see really sitting, Andrew MacDonald, who's making $5 million a year, sitting Luke Shen making 4.5. Like, there's players that cost a lot more than him, and he'll probably be sent back down to Lehigh Valley, where he'll get some chemistry with Robert Hagg and Sam Morin, who is up in his first year now. But he'll probably get a lot of good looks. He'll probably be the first, in case of injury, he'll be the first one called up, most likely, with how he was playing.
Good to know.
Yeah. But there is no way he'll make it. Unless, I could be wrong. I have a feeling I probably am wrong, but I do not feel like he'll make it with the bodies he has in front of him at this current moment. With the question you asked about, I am cautiously optimistic about my team because it's preseason. You don't put much stock into the games because everyone's not playing their full lineup. So I'll wait until we see the first 10 games of the season because we usually lose them. For the past 2 years, we've lost basically the first 10 games. So I'll see how he does with them first before I make a decision.
Dave, how you feeling about the Wild?
Well, like I said, I think we'll make the playoffs. I don't know if we're gonna be, I just don't know if we're gonna be a wild card team or not. Because I think with the way the division's shaking out right now, it's gonna be really hard to tell who's gonna be ending up where. I think realistically, the Wild could probably get third in the division. However, I could see them finishing fourth in the division, like they did last year.
Who do you think they'd knock out of the third position? If they were to get third, who do you think would be knocked out of the top 3?
See, that's hard. God,
I mean, the Hawks kind of got worse over the offseason.
I mean, yeah, if I had to pick,
I still can see them making the top 3.
I think they're a playoff team, no doubt. I mean, if I had to pick a team, it probably would be Chicago.
I can honestly see the Predators regressing a little bit. Maybe they might slip out.
Yeah, I mean, second to fourth in the Central was separated by 4 points. So
yeah, it could really go anywhere. Central.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think the Central is gonna field five playoff teams this year.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're probably gonna take the 2 wildcard spots also.
Yeah.
So LA, Dave, how are you feeling about the Kings? Kind of give us your rundown.
I actually honestly do think we can win the cup again. I was sort of joking, but not really. Christian Ehrhoff is going to be replacing Slava Voinov. Aside from that, I mean, Robin Regier retired, but he was kind of getting slow anyway. Our top line got better, in my opinion, with Lucic over Justin Williams. I know everybody loves Justin Williams. I love Justin Williams. But to be fair, Justin Williams only really... Why is somebody at my door? I don't know. It's got to be a salesperson. Anyway, I didn't order anything, so... So, Lucic, I think, is an upgrade, especially during the regular season. And he's a guy that has playoff experience anyway. As far as our defense and goaltending go, Jonathan Quick just needs to be better, period, than he was last season. And on defense, I think we'll still be okay. I don't think Ehrhoff is that far of a drop-off from Voinov. And I think that as long as our defense stays healthy, we have a chance to do well, make the playoffs, and go far again.
Did Boston retain some of Lucic's contract?
Like 3 million of it.
Okay, I was really confused. I was looking at like General Manager, and he was worth 325, and I'm like, there is no way he's only worth 325.
Yeah, no, his actual contract's like 6 million a season.
Okay. But and I can see you guys get into the playoffs at least. Your team is still really good. You guys had a weird year last year.
Well, to be honest, the only reason we really missed the playoffs is because I think we went like 1-14 in shootouts or something ridiculous like that. So,
So you want
with
the
the three
Devil's
on
route?
yeah, with the 3-on-3, I mean, we came in ninth in the West. So with the 3-on-3 overtime, I think that's going to help us a lot actually, because we are not good in the shootout. I don't think Lucic is going to help us in the shootout that much either. So now that we're not going to have to rely on the shootout as much, I'm hoping that that means that we're going to see an increase in wins.
Speaking of 3-on-3 overtime, did you guys get to see in any of your two games yet?
Well, I went to the game on Tuesday, and I did see it because they did it. Well, the Kings actually were tied, but they were going to do it regardless anyway because they were just playing it during the preseason regardless. So, and it was so exciting, and everybody that I went to the game with said that it was a better experience than the shootout.
What's your feelings on it, Abe? If you saw it.
I did see it. I still think it's a little gimmicky, but it's less gimmicky than the shootout. But the Wild and Jets actually had a 3v3. Actually went to 3v3. I don't know if it was I can't remember if it was a mandatory game for it or not. But they had a 3v3, and that was actually really exciting to watch. So I don't know if the Buffalo and the Minnesota game have a mandatory 3v3 next week, I'll be able to see that in person.
Okay. For us, we didn't actually technically get to see a 3-on-3 because Braden Shen took a penalty during it. So it was basically a 4-on-3 and then a 4-on-4 for our entire 3-on-3 overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So I never got to see it, but I have a feeling it could have been exciting if I actually got a chance to see it. We didn't have during our game we didn't have Giroux or Voracek in the lineup, so I didn't get to see them playing it, which I think would be extremely exciting to watch them do it. But I have a feeling it could be interesting, in all honesty. Just kind of it because it's also a long change type of game. Your box isn't right there, so you really have to plan ahead for your line changes.
Yeah.
Because if you mess up, it's so easy for a breakaway. And even with shots, it's so easy to form a 2-on-1 situation with if you mess up your shot.
There were so many 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s in the overtime.
Mm-hmm. It's because of the long change, and then if the puck rebounds the wrong way, it will go right in, and it will probably be a 2-on-1.
Yeah, joke. I was watching the Hawks game yesterday, I believe, and Pat Foley and Edsel were talking about kind of Joel Quenneville's plan going into the season with 3v3, and he said he wants his guys to really keep puck possession and not take shots if it's not a really good scoring opportunity because you don't want to give up that odd man rush.
Yeah.
And yes, I will get to see 3v3 OT in person next week.
Oh, you will.
So that would be nice.
So aside from your own teams, who have you been most excited watching this preseason, or who are you most look forward to as far as other teams or players around the league?
I'm actually kind of excited to see how Nashville's going to do. I'm not exactly a fan of them by any means, but I want to see if last year was a fluke or if last year, was them for real.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I think right now I have them predicted to win the Central. So I'm going to be really excited, really interested to see how Nashville does this year.
Mm-hmm. I am honestly picking the same team because I've chosen Nashville as my Western team. So I'm very excited to kind of watch how they do also this year. For kind of the same reason, see if it really was a fluke for them. Or if James Neal can keep up to the same level as he's been playing. If Romero can, play again, I guess, and then if Shea Weber can kind of get back to the way he used to be.
Tampa Bay's another team too that I'm kind of interested to see how they can rebound from a cup loss.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how everybody clicks, the new people that came in Washington, because everyone's saying that Washington is the best team they've had in years, and it feels that way. I'm wondering if Holtby's going to regress at all. Obviously, he had a great season, but I'll be curious to see if he can do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I also kind of find it interesting watching the Phil and Sidney Crosby play together. As much as I hate the Penguins, I feel like it's going to be kind of fun to watch the two of them.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Kessel had a beauty of a goal a few days ago in the preseason.
Mm-hmm. It was against Carolina, so I'm not putting too much stock into that game.
No, but I mean, just the skill to even score
Yeah.
that one-handed was insane.
Yeah, because they are currently down 3-0 at the end of the first against Detroit. So.
Who's even playing in that game?
Detroit and Pittsburgh. That's who's
Yeah,
playing.
I'm looking at it. Crosby, Malkin.
Oh, Penguins have a lot of players playing.
Yeah.
They have more on their roster than the Red Wings do, at least. Or that's just the current roster. Okay. Last season's matchup? Oh,
yeah, it was last year's. I'm looking at the box score. The only big player of note is probably Malkin for the Penguins.
Hornquist.
Yeah.
Hornquist is one of their better players.
Yeah.
Oh, Bennett is out there.
Yeah.
They don't have Fleury also, so. But what does Detroit have?
Well, they got Dylan Larkin playing, first round pick, Michigan boy.
That's all they really have.
Glendening, Anthony Mantha, Riley Sheehan.
Yeah, they don't have their big name player. So.
Yeah, they got Howard in that.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm interested to see how the Phil and Sydney kind of mesh.
Mm-hmm.
See if it was really worth kind of giving up the farm. For
Well,
him, they didn't really have a strong farm team.
I mean, even if Kessel isn't playing with Crosby, it's either Crosby or Malkin he's going to be playing with.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you put him on the first line or the second line, he's going to make something happen.
Mm-hmm. Which team do you think is going to regress the most this year?
Who's regressed the most?
Who's going to, yeah.
I think Vancouver's Ryan Miller will be an interesting situation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering if he'll have a bounce back year or not, or if he's just kind of past his prime at this point. I
mean, obviously,
I think Chicago will regress, especially if this Kane situation keeps developing into something worse.
Mm-hmm.
I already think that they're worse than they were last season, and I don't know.
I mean, outside of Boston's probably going to regress. That's kind of obvious there. But who's going to regress? Actually, I don't think many teams will regress this year. Not many people have made a team-changing lineups.
I mean, aside from Oshie going to Washington, yeah, I don't know. Oshie's going to be interesting to watch this year, I think.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think the Blues regressed by just losing him, though.
No.
I mean, they're still probably going to be top 3 in the division, though they are on their outside looking in with their cup number of years left. Kind of. I think they're kind of forming into just a playoff team instead of a cup contending team that they were for the past couple of years now.
Yeah, I have them second in the division for my super early preseason rankings that are most likely going to be wrong.
So we should do the rankings now. How do you, looking at how the past preseason games have kind of gone for these past couple days, how do you think the each division is going to shake up?
Well, I don't think the preseason really matters for that. I think it's just a matter of how you feel teams are going to finish. For now, at least, I mean, I don't think you're actually going to see that big of a shakeup in most of the divisions over last year. I think that at this point, there's only a couple teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that I'm intrigued about this year. One would be Florida, see if they step up, or if Boston rebounds in the Atlantic. I think that Winnipeg hasn't got any better, and Dallas has got better, so I think that you might see Dallas jump into the playoff spot and Winnipeg drop out. And I think in the Pacific, I think the Kings will be back in the playoffs, and I don't think Vancouver will be, personally.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to go with, too.
Yeah, same. Yeah, for Atlantic for me, I think Ottawa's going to drop out of it and Florida's going to take their place. I honestly do not feel like Ottawa's going to reach the same level they did last year. Definitely not. But I have a feeling Florida is going to pop up above them. Not sure if they're going to take the wild card spot with how the Metropolitan Division is kind of shaping up. But I have a feeling that Ottawa is going to falter a bit there. For the Metropolitan, it's probably going to shake up the same way. You know, Rangers and Washington are going to battle out for the top of the division. The Islanders and the Pittsburgh, I think, are going to
Really? You think that? Because I think it's going to be Pittsburgh and Washington. I don't think the Rangers are as good this year.
I still see them as one of the top teams in our division.
Okay. For sure. I mean, they won the President's Trophy last year. They're not scrubs. I'm surprised you would think that they were going to be better than Washington or Pittsburgh.
I'm still not convinced by Pittsburgh, in all honesty. I do not feel like they have enough depth for a strong enough team. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs, but I do not feel like they will be fighting for the top of the division. Having Phil Kessel is not going to make them a #1 team in the division. He is a great player, but he will not put them over the edge like that. They have no depth to sustain. If he gets shut down, they have no depth kind of behind their scoring line that he's part of.
Okay.
I mean, then again, I kind of said.
Do you think your team makes the playoffs, the Flyers?
I think we're just out of it. I do not believe we are. I think we will be fighting for it until probably about end of February, beginning of March, but we will just miss it. I do not see us as a playoff team, and if we do make the playoffs, it will probably be a 5-6 game exit in the first round. We're just not there yet with our defense. But I see Columbus popping in there, maybe taking the wild card spot from Ottawa. I think that's how it's going to shake up. Basically, our division's going to kind of fall the same way. But, with the Central Division, I kind of feel the same way as Abe. Winnipeg's going to kind of fall out. Dallas is probably going to jump in their position. And it'll probably be either St. Louis or Nashville taking the #1 spot. And the Pacific is probably going to fall the same way, and I agree with you. LA, Vancouver's falling out, and Los Angeles is probably going to jump in their spot.
Now, do you think Calgary's still going to make the playoffs? Because I kind of feel like San Jose is going to be a little bit better this season than they were last year. And I don't really know. I mean, Calgary's defense is good, but we all know that their advanced stats were shit last year. So are they going to be Colorado and have that become a problem?
I have a feeling that's going to be their biggest question mark, is if they will regress or not. But I think they still might just edge out San Jose. San Jose, I don't think, did enough this offseason to kind of battle. Like, who did they pick up this offseason that could help them turn it around?
Barton Jones. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like they got somebody that was a slightly big name, but I just cannot remember.
I don't think
they got Joel Ward.
Oh yeah,
that could be who I'm thinking of then. But he's like 34 or 35, right?
Yeah, so but he's still solid.
I mean, you know, you have Joel Thornton, Patrick Marleau, who are 36 years old. Ward, who's 34, but he's still really good. I just don't see like they did enough to kind of push them to the next level into the playoffs. Uh,
I think what'll really help San Jose is it seems that the tension from last year seems to be gone for the most part.
mm-hmm.
Because you don't have Thornton and Doug Wilson going at it. I think that kind of ended up being a pretty big distraction for them.
Doug Wilson is still part of their team, right?
Doug Wilson's, yeah, he's still their
He's
GM.
a GM.
Yeah, I could not remember if they got rid of him or not, but I honestly with their coaching, I'm still not convinced by DeBoer. I'm not. I still do not find him as a good coach.
I mean, his first year in
That
New
is my
Jersey
biggest thing with him.
took him to the Cup final, and then
Yeah, but then
you-
they did lose their two big name players, so that's why they
Yeah.
fell off. But I just don't see him as a good coach. I mean, I could be just because I was insanely bored with his coaching style. That could be clouding my judgment. But I'm not convinced that he'll be the coach that San Jose needs to turn themselves around.
I think he has better pieces than he did in New Jersey by far.
That is true, yeah. He does have a lot better pieces.
Really? Because he had Kovalchuk and Parise there. I mean, maybe not
But
top to bottom. He also had a
I'm
Hall of
saying,
Fame
like,
goaltender.
Looking at him like when he was last for the Devils, looking at the team he had compared to what he has with the San Jose, he has a lot better team than he did with them when he was fired. It's kind of how I saw it. Because Kovalchuk and Parise, were both gone. Their big name was Yager, basically. Yager and Eliash. And, the Sharks have, Thornton, Marlowe, Couture, Pavelski. So he has a lot better team, but I do not believe he'll be the coach they need.
Speaking of Yager, how did you guys feel about his whole situation this last week where he got blackmailed by somebody and said, I don't really care, and so they released a video of him sleeping with an 18-year-old model?
I love I don't give a fuck Yager.
Yeah, I know. It's so fantastic.
It was beautiful because he is the perfect old man. He just doesn't care. I mean, he's like, yeah, I slept with someone really young. She was 18. Go me. That's basically how I took it.
That's how I take it, too. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah. What do you think, Abe? Did you enjoy it?
I thought it was funny, but it's kind of an invasion of his own privacy.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is, yeah. But it's still kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's just I don't know. It's like you can't help but laugh, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause he's just, yeah, I really don't care.
Mm-hmm. Kind of scrolling through to see what else we kind of can, talk about and mention. Because it's, still the off season, not much is really going on right now. But, what else can we, Yeah, there's not really much. Not much has happened in the past, week that kind of a big deal that we want to talk about.
Well, there was a little bit of a situation in Chicago last Buffalo,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I guess there was a situation there.
By the way, the whole thing with Patrick Kane, anyway, I talked way too much about it yesterday. We don't really know anything, so we can talk about it once stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate all the speculation. It's driving me crazy. All the people that are just,
You have to deal with it a lot more, kind of.
oh my god, yesterday was so bad on Reddit. So bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys had to issue a statement about it and everything.
Apparently, Kane's accuser's lawyer is holding a press conference tonight.
Yeah, they're holding a press conference in like 15 minutes, so
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be fun for you.
Oh, I know. Well, in other hockey-related news, there were a couple signings recently. What did you guys think about Cody Franzen um, going to Buffalo?
Buffalo is actually shaping up to be a decent team this year. I'm actually very surprised. I mean, obviously, they're not making the playoffs, but they have a slightly decent team on their hands now. And they still have, like $10 million in cap space. But I think it was a good deal for him, kind of getting on the ground level, kind of going, working with the team on its way up. What do you guys think?
Well, I was more asking, like, I mean, I thought it kind of sucked for him because I think he got offered more money initially by Toronto, but then didn't take that deal and then ended up signing in Buffalo. Like, I feel like his agent kind of screwed him in that whole deal.
Yeah, there is that.
I mean,
But
it could have been a thing too, where he just didn't want to play in Toronto. I don't know.
I mean, that's where he was. That's where he was traded from last year to Nashville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got traded from Toronto to Nashville, but then got stuck on the third line, didn't really play any power play time there, and his numbers suffered dramatically. But Nashville's defense was stacked, so kind of hard to say exactly if he could have or would have done better in a different situation, but
Yeah.
it sure seemed like it.
Yeah, but yeah. But he is working. He's going to be getting a lot of minutes on Buffalo. Whether or not he's going to enjoy those minutes because the team that's going to kind of be there. But he's going to be playing with some pretty decent players there. A lot of people are kind of saying they're going to be improving and maybe not get the first or second overall pick this year. How do you think Buffalo's going to fall in their division this year?
Probably last though.
Think
No,
they're gonna,
Toronto.
think,
Toronto
I
will
was
be
gonna say,
last.
do you think
Toronto will
Toronto's
be
gonna
last.
lose?
Yeah, I think they could beat Toronto. Aside from that, I don't really see them beating anybody else in that division right now.
Mm-hmm.
Eichel looks like an absolute stud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this preseason. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he's been having a really good preseason. He had a spin move that he pulled off in the Wild game that had the whole crowd, everyone at the X going, "Whoa!"
I don't think I've actually saw that.
It was dirty.
Was it?
Yeah, he got the puck along the boards and then just completely broke a guy's ankles. I can't remember who, but yeah, just did a real nasty spin move, got it around, took it to the net. Didn't score, but yeah, this kid's gonna be something special.
Okay. So on the other side of the pond, how do you think McDavid's gonna kind of go with this year? Have you guys kind of watched any of his preseason games yet? If he's had any, I don't know if he has.
I haven't watched any. He's played at least one. I know that. I haven't watched any of Edmonton's games just because I honestly don't care.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like our hockey is kind of posting any gifs of things he's done. So I thought they would be all over kind of watching him.
Yeah, I still think all eyes are going to be on him this season.
Oh yeah.
Whether he has just a huge season for a rookie or if it's below average, it's still going to be. I think all the attention is going to be on him.
Do you guys think he's the piece that kind of helps turn Edmonton around and kind of moves them up in their division?
I don't think it's just him. I think the fact that they brought in Sakura and their defense has improved a little bit, and they still need to find a goaltender, obviously. But I think that they've done a lot of other little things to help their team out as well. I don't think it's
Cam
just
Talbot,
him.
don't they? Cam Talbot could be yeah, they have Cam Talbot. He could be the goaltender they need. I mean, he did do decently in New York, but he had a good team in front of him. So he's still slightly unproven. I feel like he can be the goaltender they need. Though they did bring in Sakura, like you said. And I feel like he will help them out quite a bit.
Just trying to see if there's any stats on what McDavid's done this preseason. I can't find anything, so I don't know if they're even keeping track of that stuff.
Let me check the Edmonton site to see if he's scored any points.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think to do that.
Their NHL site stats, preseason statistics. Because they have a decent coach there now, so.
Yeah, they got what's his face from San Jose.
Why are we all blanking on his name?
I don't know. David does have 2 assists this
Yeah.
preseason in 1 game played.
And plus or minus pointless, but he does have he is a 0 on that. So
Sorry, I was responding to somebody. You said you were talking about who they got from
San Jose, the
San Jose.
coach. Coach's
Oh,
name.
Todd McCullough.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
that's his name.
Yeah.
You think after how much I wanted him to come to Philadelphia, I would have remembered his name.
So you got Dave Haxtell, who only has, I believe, 2 wins in the Frozen Four. Yes.
But he did go there 7 times.
So the Oilers locked up Oscar Klefbom for 7 years at $4 million. This is a kid that's played only 77 career games or something. I know he's 22, but that
I had
seems a
no
little
idea
excessive.
who he was when I saw that. I was very confused by him being locked up that much.
I feel like it's
It seems long to me for both counts. Both the team, because you don't know if he's going to work out for 7 years, and for the player, because he's only 22, and this isn't a bridge contract. This is 7 years. Like, what if you end up being the next, Eric Carlson, and you're locked in at $4 million when you should be making 6 to 8? Like, I don't understand why either side committed to 7 years.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
He'll be 20. He'll be 30 when he gets out of it because he still has 1 year left on his current contract.
Yeah. It's
So
ridiculous to me.
just coming out of his prime, most likely for defenseman. Yeah, it is a little weird. It's high risk, high reward for Edmonton for sure.
I mean,
So, yeah,
for all we know, he could be like the next Andrew McDonald. For all they know.
I mean, even at 4 million for a cap hit, that's if he's not doing anything worthwhile, that he's going to be hard to trade. So, well, hopefully they know what they're doing.
It is Edmonton, though, so you can never count on Edmonton to do the smart thing. Even though they did kind of they got rid of the old boys club, I think, this year, didn't they? Bringing in the new GM.
Yeah, they have a new GM, new coach, everything.
Yeah. Went outside the organization for it finally. But this is definitely a questionable thing they've done. So they're probably hoping that Sakara kind of mentors him a bit. Kind of seeing how their deals line up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys... I mean, it seems idiotic to me. I don't really have any way to explain it, but Joshua Hosang this week showed up to Islanders training camp on his first day late and got sent back down to minors immediately.
Mm-hmm.
How do you ever let that happen if you're that guy?
Go ahead.
Didn't it come out that he was up late playing video games or something, or is that just people speculating?
Speculating.
Speculating, yeah.
Regardless, if you want to be a professional athlete, you got to act like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, his roommate tried to wake him up that was staying with him. And I know people were like, "Well, why didn't you try harder?" And he's like, "Well, he's a roommate. He's not it's not family or anything. It's like, look, dude, if you're not gonna act professional about it, then I'm just gonna dip. I tried, but this is on you."
I mean, as a person that's habitual, I am always late. That is kind of my thing at work for some reason. I can see how you get late, kind of get caught up, but from the speculation is he just was sleeping. That's never happened to me. I don't just sleep to be late.
I think what's really bad too that the team staff had to wake him up.
Mm-hmm. I've never let it get that bad for me.
I mean, I understand sleeping through an alarm, but yeah, I think your excuses. I don't think that excuse really runs well when you're going to be making millions of dollars potentially.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if that was the situation I was in, I would have had 6 alarms, and would have had my parents calling me to wake me up to make sure I was awake type of situation.
Yeah, I understand he's a kid. He needs to mature, obviously, but you can't have that happen on first day of training camp.
Mm-hmm. And I think the Islanders did the right thing, sending him right back to juniors, not rewarding that kind of behavior whatsoever.
Oh no! Did you see what they did before they sent him back?
Oh, Carcino kind of ripped into him.
No, they made him run the Coliseum stairs for 3 hours.
Did they really?
Yes.
Wow.
I did not know that. That's actually really funny. I mean, it shows it was one of those proving a point matters to the rest of the youngins, basically, saying that we don't accept this type of situation, so
Yeah.
do not do it.
Well, I give Snow credit too for immediately saying nope, you're done. Because he got passed over on the draft because he's had an issue. He's had issues before, just being a teenager and stuff like this. So it sends a message. Look, dude. Look, enough's enough. You're not going to get a free pass here. If you want to make this team, then you're really going to have to earn it.
Mm. Yeah, that was his biggest kind of thing in his draft year, wasn't it for him?
What's that?
In his draft year, he was passed over a lot because of his off-ice kind of attitude.
Yeah, just his conduct. Yeah.
He was drafted in 2014, right?
Thought he was drafted this year.
Was it this year? No, it was last year,
Oh,
2014.
it was? Jeez.
Yeah, it was like a year ago. A year ago, we were sitting exactly like we are now, talking about him as he was being drafted because we had our draft show that year.
Mmm.
How do you not remember that though? You could have left at that point because I think you had to leave early, if I remember correctly.
Well, Dave, I am
Almost 2 years ago.
I am a busy man.
Yeah, you seem to be. Yeah.
In Montreal last week, the Canadiens had the players vote on their captain, and they chose Max Pacioretty. Now, for those that don't know, way back in the day, the Canadiens used to regularly have players vote for the captain, and then it kind of fell to the coaches and GMs to do, but they went back to the old school, and some people were a little bit shocked that PK Subban didn't get selected as captain. Any thoughts on that?
I think that's how it should be done.
Yeah.
Have the players vote on it. I don't think that should be. I don't think they should be left up to the coaches or the higher ups. I feel like while the coaches are connected to your players, I think that there's even a stronger bond between the players themselves. So especially in professional sports too, because not many people can say that they play at that level. So it's kind of a unique brotherhood. So I feel like having the players vote on it's a better option than having the higher ups do it.
I know the reason a lot of people are saying that what's his name? Subban was not picked was because his kind of on ice antics don't really shape up to the type of thing a captain's kind of seen as. Because he's very well known for diving. He's very and also with what happened with him and Mark Stone, I think it was during the playoffs. It doesn't really seem like a captain type of mentality has going with that type of stuff. So they picked Pacioretty, who is more, I guess, he's not really seen as a diver type of situation. So I kind of think that's why they picked Pacioretty over Subban.
Just as a reminder, Subban did get fined twice this year for diving.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on it, LA Dave?
I like it. I like that they voted on it. It's nice. It's refreshing to see a team actually do it instead of just having their coach decide who's the best captain.
Yeah, it is nice to see that Montreal's trying to patch things up.
You're kicked off the show. Just leave. Though I can't say my wild joke at the beginning of the show was any better. But yeah, I'm happy for him. He kind of deserves it. He was kind of one of the people that I was kind of tabbing as they would be their next captain. But so what teams don't have captains right now anyway? Does every team have a captain?
San Jose, but they said that there's going to be one named this year.
I'm
No, I was gonna say Columbus, but they did name one.
Yeah, Foligno
Buffalo
is their
was
captain.
one.
Who's Gianta is their captain, right, in Buffalo? It's the Devils, the Sharks
Oh
are
yeah,
the
well,
only two
Bryce
teams.
Salvador just retired, so
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
And it's just the Devils and the Sharks. Who on the Devils do you think would be the captain at A? Because they're kind of your 1B team, I guess.
I can tell you right now, it wouldn't be Eliash because he wouldn't take it.
Yeah, he's often said that he doesn't want it, didn't he? At this point.
Yeah, he's okay. So he was the captain for a little bit, back in. Oh God, I can't remember. It was a
I'm on
while.
their page right now, so I'm looking for their captain's list.
God, it was a while ago. Anyway,
0607 is the only time he was it.
yeah, I just think I think he said it was like a mixture of the pressure and just yeah, he just wouldn't take it. Right now it's Zajac and Andy Green were in the A's. I think just based on those two, well, Patrick Eliash too as well. I think out of those three, my pick would probably be Zajac. He's been with this team for quite a while now. He's 30 years old.
I always think he's older than that.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's been with you guys for so long. I always think he's like 34 or 35 at this point.
Yeah, I think I think it'll go to Zajac if and when they do pick a captain. Just because he's been with this team, for forever. So I think it'll probably go to him. If not him, then most likely Andy Green. Other than that, I can't really think of, like, I'm looking at the roster right now. No one really.
like a Corey Schneider.
Break the like Luongo rule and make him your captain.
Yeah. I guess you could say Mike Camilleri as well, but I don't think he'd be made a captain on this team.
Fuck Mike Camilleri.
Not upset, Dave.
Yeah, can't stand that guy.
So, Abe, what do you guys think of your newest addition, Yuri Toulousely, on your team? I butchered that last name, but
Toulouse?
yeah,
We didn't.
I feel like I butchered it.
He's not on our team.
Yeah, he's on the Devils.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Wild.
The Devils.
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know?
He'll be good depth, I guess.
Yeah.
If he even makes the team.
Should.
I mean, they're kind of
I mean-
it's kind of one of those things where it's just like the team could use some improvement.
I mean, we all know the Devils could use some improvement.
Yeah.
That's a pretty well-known fact. Are they still the oldest team in the NHL this year?
God, that wouldn't surprise me.
Because I know last year, didn't they not have they only had one player under 30?
Yeah, they got depending on. No, they have a couple
Or it
guys that are under.
It was something like that, though. They had a lot of older players.
Yeah, mostly older. They got some. I mean, they have some youth. Adam Larson, Eric Jelena. How old's Henrique? He's 25. So.
I mean, looking at the roster now, you do have a lot of young people. I don't know if this was just updated for the training camp and not changed from that.
Right now, I'm looking at NHL. For right now, Detroit is the oldest team with the average age of 29 and a half.
Okay.
Then it's Arizona, Pitt, Florida, Chicago, St. Louis, New Jersey, New York, Colorado. Youngest team is obviously Edmonton and Buffalo. At 26 and 27 for Buffalo.
Okay. For the Sharks, who do you think they're going to name captain there? Was it going to go back to Thornton, or would they change it up and go to Couture or something, or Velasic?
God, I don't know. I feel like if it goes to Thornton, there's going to be a big media shitstorm with that. Like, why'd you take the C from him to get it back? Just only give it back to him, or was this just a big test to see if he's worthy of the C? I don't know. I feel like it's going to go back to Jumbo Joe, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling it will too. I don't really see anybody else on the team that would be able to take it besides him.
Hey, yeah, Patrick Marlowe.
The thing is though, they're like the same age, so I don't know if they want to give it to a younger person who's going to be with the team longer.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, you also have to worry about team chemistry as well, like what that'll do.
Hmm. I'm not quite sure what they're going to do there. LA Dave, do you want to kind of jump in on this and see what do you say?
Sorry, I was listening to the press conference.
Mm.
My bad.
Sharks, who do you think is going to be captain?
Joe Pavelski, without a doubt.
Okay. I think they're going with the young. Well, he's 31.
I just don't think that they're going to make Thornton the captain again after what happened. So, and at this time, I think they'd rather go with somebody younger.
Yeah, kind of what I was getting at. Yeah.
I don't think that Logan Couture is a captain.
You don't think he'll go to Velasquez, or do you not see he's a captain material either?
No, and I don't know how long he's going to remain there.
Okay. Because Velasquez is one of the other A's they have. So if they name a C, which of the four do you think will lose the A? Because you can only have two A's if you have a C.
Say again?
Of the four, if they do name a captain, which of the four A, like two of the four A's would have to then lose their their assistant, like their A status. Which other players do you think would lose their A's?
Oh, I have no idea on that one.
Yeah. Because that's actually a very tough, like, if it's Pavelski that gets it, would you then remove it from Marlowe?
No. Marlowe's been there too long.
And then would you remove from Thornton, the former captain?
Well, Marlowe's a former captain as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, who knows? That's kind of a difficult question to ask, isn't it? To answer. We don't really know what's inside the locker room.
My guess would be hockey players in the locker room.
So, I know that we weren't going to discuss much about Patrick Kane. However, this press conference going on right now is kind of shocking because the accuser, her attorney, has dropped her as a client after this whole situation with the evidence bag.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't have any other information, but he announced that in the press conference that he has no confidence in how that bag was delivered to him, and he has said that he doesn't necessarily disbelieve her story, but that he is dropping her as a client. Wow.
Wow. I honestly have no idea how to take this.
Yeah, I don't know what to. Huh.
Now, for those that don't know, I mean, this guy is a guy that's a high-profile attorney, so I mean, he seems like a pretty smart guy who's handled some serious cases before. It's very interesting that he would just drop a case like this that's so high-profile.
I honestly have no idea how to take this at all.
That's crazy.
This situation is becoming
It's such a circus, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is going to take a while to get over. It's not going to end again anytime soon, probably.
No.
Yeah. So I think that kind of wraps it up. I don't really have anything else to discuss.
Yeah. Did we
No.
have any
I'm
questions?
sure we'll have more.
Yeah, we'll probably have more next week as the preseason kind of comes to an end. I think at this time maybe we might be having our first games next week.
October 9th
when
is
is-
opening. October
is it
9th is
9th?
opening day. Yep.
Oh well, then we're having 2 weeks.
But I will say that Beginning of October is when we'll probably start seeing like the actual lineups going into the season.
So around this time next week. Next week would be October 1st is our next show.
Which I will not be at because I will be photographing that game.
Oh yeah, you have your credentials now, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do. Just got the email a couple days ago.
That must be very exciting for you.
It's exciting. It's also very nerve-wracking because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff I'm not used to, which is a lot of image captioning, which is a really big part of my job. So a little nervous with that, but I'm confident in my skills, so I know I'll do great.
Yeah, you got this. You're good.
Well, thank you, Dave. Appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. I'm actually being nice to you. You should be happy.
Well, fuck you.
I was actually being nice. What was that about? Hey! Maybe I won't be nice to you anymore. The one time I'm nice to you, you tell me you say that. How could you?
I'm just me, I guess.
You're so hurtful. You're so.
Yeah.
All right, this has been the Mighty Daves and Ari show. Even though Ari's not here.
We miss you,
Ari
Ari.
said she'd be here, but she's a Hawks fan. I'm sure she's watching this.
Yeah. I have been your host, Dave Ball, also known as Blinson on Reddit and at Blinson1 on Twitter. We have LA Kings Dave here, as he's known on both Twitter and Reddit. And we have Abe from 1986, Dave Birdbag here. So you can follow our show and all our other shows on our website, ourhockeycast.com. You can look on our YouTube page, which is our HockeyCast. You could go to our iTunes page, our HockeyCast. And our subreddit, r/ourhockeycast. I believe that's everything. Oh, you can talk to us on Twitter at ourhockeycast there also. So, without further ado, have a good night, everybody.
Take it easy.
See ya.